Now, this is something that rarely gets discussed at kickoffs, and yet it's one of the best opportunities most businesses and salespeople have for making a major leap forward with very little extra resourcing and very little extra effort. Hi, I'm Dean Mannix. Now, let's start with a question. What's the 20% that delivered 80% of your sales results last year? That's the essence of this kickoff series. I'm going to take you through a structured and detailed approach to identifying where you have the greatest potential to both create value and, importantly, capture your fair share of that value so that both you and the customers get a win out of the coming year of sales. Now, I'm really excited to be providing you with a completely revised approach to making sure that you execute a fantastic kickoff to get your sales year going. And whether you're a manager or an individual salesperson, the content and the strategies that I'm going to take you through in this series of vlogs will be valuable in planning for sales growth and making sure that you're not wasting energy, time, and effort doing the wrong things with the wrong prospective customers. Now, even if you're in the middle of your sales year, coming back to the sales growth blueprint and the 8 conversations that I'm going to take you through is going to be incredibly valuable. Now, by the way, if you don't know about the sales growth blueprint, just make sure that you download the free 32-page ebook on the website. Okay, back to planning for your kickoff. Now, it all starts with the sales growth blueprint and identifying how you use the 7 drivers of sales growth to make the coming year your best ever. Let's go through what those drivers are and let me explain how they relate to building a sales growth plan as part of your kickoff event or just general sales strategy. Now, at the center of the sales growth blueprint is the compelling story. So there's the compelling story that you want to be sharing with your target market. But the kickoff, you need to be thinking about the compelling story that you want you and your people telling themselves about the growth strategy. You see, a big tip here is that the more you and your people link your personal goals to the sales growth targets, the more likely it's going to be that everyone's going to follow through on the plan. Now, this conversation is critical because it makes sure that you and everyone around you has established their own personal why for growth. Then the conversation at kickoff needs to move to opportunities for greater efficiencies. Now, I always like to remind people that I'm not just about making more sales, believe it or not. You see, if you can achieve the same amount of sales with significantly less effort, energy, and time this year, I would rate that as a success. If you can do that enjoying your customer and colleague relationships significantly more, I'd also rate that as a major success. So let's consider the 4 key areas for driving greater efficiency that lead to accelerating sales growth. The first efficiency you want to consider is smarter targeting. Your planning and reflection at the kickoff event should enable your people to go into the new sales year making smarter choices about where they focus their time, their energy, and their effort. It's incredibly painful to be doing all the right things at the wrong time with the wrong people. Knowing who your ideal customers are is just the beginning though. You need to make sure you're effectively and efficiently persuading those people to want to engage and meet with you. You see, very few salespeople have a marketing and lead generation team that fills their diaries. So if you need to generate leads, developing ideas and choosing your persuasive engagement strategies needs to be a part of the sales growth plan that you develop as part of your kickoff. The kickoff is also a great time to review the way that you're proposing solutions to your prospective customers. Now, for most businesses, and this is important, a 10% improvement in conversion creates around a 40% improvement in profitability. So persuasive proposing is the third opportunity for improving growth and efficiencies. Now, this is something that rarely gets discussed at kickoffs, and yet it's one of the best opportunities most businesses and salespeople have for making a major leap forward with very little extra resourcing and very little extra effort. Now, we all know that stats around existing customers being 5 times easier to sell to, and we all know that referrals are around about 4 times more easy to convert. But retention and advocacy are rarely discussed in much detail at kickoffs. For most businesses and salespeople, retention and advocacy should be the 2 most important drivers of achieving annual sales targets, and planning in these areas is critical. So success is not about doing more with less. It's about doing the most with what you've got and reflecting, developing ideas, and more reflection on how to be more efficient should be a core part of the kickoff conversation, and improvements in any of these 4 areas that we've just covered will have a dramatic impact, not only on sales revenue, but also on how much you enjoy selling throughout the year. Now, the last 2 drivers in the Sales Growth Blueprint relate to personal productivity. Now, as humans, we need to recognize 2 things. It's very hard to change the habits that are driving your current results. So if we want to change our results, we need to make conscious choices to change, and that requires deliberate confidence and motivation. Now, the kickoff event should absolutely inspire and motivate you and your people, but it should also include reflection, ideas, and planning on how to stay motivated throughout the year. Remember, consistently good beats occasionally great. And staying consistently motivated is not something that's going to happen on its own. And finally, there's the discipline of activity accountability. Our results flow from what we do. And in the absence of measurement, monitoring of measures, and coaching, very few people achieve anywhere near their potential. The kickoff is a great forum for reflecting on which activities are genuinely delivering results and how to create an environment that drives a more disciplined approach to getting more of the right things done with the right people at the right times. Remember where we started this vlog. We all know about the 80-20 rule, but what's important is figuring out which 20% of our activity is driving 80% of our results and using that knowledge to be better. Now, as you can see, the Sales Growth Blueprint provides us with a fantastic structure to build our sales kickoff. And in the next vlog, I'm going to share the 8 must-have conversations that are going to enable you to reflect on, develop ideas, and plan for sales growth at your kickoff event even more effectively. Here's to a better sales life and a better kickoff for you and your people.